Hi guys, welcome to another episode with Olamina. I don't know if this is clear, but this episode is going to be just reflections, like venting, talking about every single thing. And like you guys know, like when I started this YouTube channel, I really wanted it to be about improving the quality of life of like my community, and like we are going to grow. Every single thing I learn on my way up, I'm taking you guys with me. The first thing is you need to stop caring about people's actions, what they do, how they do it. And I'm going to explain this in the most like simplistic of like ways. Where I live, there's parking and it's quite tight, so the car next to me, the apartment, just parks only one car, so they have a parking space or two, so they park in between. And I was told that I could park a bit on their line, and at some point this neighbor started parking a lot closer, and then my brother said to me, "Oh, are you sure like they just don't want you parking here anymore, like it's really tight?" The point of this whole story is just to tell you that imagine me thinking that way and that thought pattern. This was someone who said to me expressly, "You can park," and suddenly I'm thinking because they're parking, like everybody's not thinking about you. Like people's life revolves around them, not you. So the fact that we have this perspective, when people's attitude changes, emotion changes, we let it deeply affect us. But they're going through their own journey, they're going through their own life. So why are you constantly thinking a person's inability to do certain things or a person doing something has to do with you? Except it is communicated with you, it does not exist. And doing this will literally make your life easy. I had therapy a session a couple of days ago, and I was telling my therapist, I was like, I just feel like a lot of people's standard of life or standard of work, you know, their work ethic is just mediocrity. It's like in the middle, you know, in general, and especially in this society. Like people don't think of other people, they're very self-serving. People who give services have a god mentality, and I was so exhausted. Like I was so angry, like why would people behave like this? And she said something that was so profound. You are someone who is known for being efficient, knowing how, like you know how to communicate. These are your strengths, and your desire to tone it down because everybody else around you is mediocre, or the services or the what's acceptable or the standard is mediocrity, will not serve you. Yes, you should not be having a savior complex or a mentality where you're like trying to save everyone. If people want to fall down flat on their face, let them do that, but always make sure that you do your part and you show up exactly as you are. And like that is on being very authentic. Like authenticity is not about shouting from the rooftops that, oh my god, I'm so real, I'm so loud. Authenticity is like doing things that naturally flow to you. I'm someone who is efficient. I like to honor people's time. I like to be kind. It's just me. And so because the world standard is mediocrity, or because you're pretty you need to be mean, excuse me, like who taught us this? No, I'm not doing that. But definitely you have to understand that there's wisdom in being able to discern. Another thing is that your presence is currency. Ladies, when I tell you that when you show up consistently to places that benefit from just you being beautiful or just you adding some kind of flavor or color to it, and it's not beneficial to you, it's not right. I was coming up with this thing where I'd like be hard to reach like a deity, like be scarce. When you're scarce, you are valued. When you're scarce, you are respected. When you're just constantly just it's not cute. And I know that we want to have fun, we want to shop in the places we like, we want to do all these things. 100%, it makes sense. But whatever you do in your life, always think about, how is this adding to the quality of my life? How is me engaging with certain groups of people adding to the quality of my life? Are they enriching me mentally, financially, emotionally? What are they doing? Are they making me think better about myself? Are they adding to my cups of like richness? You know, absence is very important. Absence. Don't be someone that is so common. Like, you know, when something is a common commodity, it is not as valued. That is why sometimes you need to stop over explaining. You need to stop it. And I'm telling you as someone who over explains her destiny. I will explain, this is how I feel, this is what I want you to know. But it has never worked for me. It has never, when I say it has never worked for me, it has never worked for me. Explaining things to adults who have chosen to pick a narrative that works for them, and you think you're communicating, no, you're wasting your energy. You're going to sound like a record that keeps on spinning and repeating. Why are you doing that? But when you're someone who doesn't really say a lot, just has actions, and then the time you open your mouth to say something, people listen. People listen. I'm the first daughter. I'm the first child in my household, so I have a motherly kind of vibe naturally. I want to like explain, I want everybody to be together. I grew up not like, comfortable silences, or not knowing that, you can keep quiet. It's not your job to take care of everyone. And it got to a point where I just became exhausted, like, of telling people the basics of things. Like, life is happening to you, life is happening to me as well. I should not be teaching you the basics of communicating, or the basics of like common decency. Like, why am I screaming? I'm not your mom. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. I'm not your auntie. And even if I'm your sister, I'm going to believe that you respect me enough to act within reasonable time. Guys, I spoke about my rage to my therapist, like how I've been so angry. I went to a hospital with my mom to get some things done for her, and the lady who was responding to us at this hospital, she was so like cheeky, like so rude. Like she didn't have any eye contact, no empathy. Even if I'm doing a blood test and somebody's like, okay, this person, God forbid, the person might be hypertensive or something, and you have zero empathy, I wanted to be like, oh my God, are you crazy? Why are you behaving like this? Like, this person, she's old enough to be your mom, even older than your mom. Like, you need to have the right attitude. The receptionists, they're not, they don't know how to, when you greet them, it's almost like it's an offering that you're meant to give them. And I was like, what is the problem with these people? But then what did I do? I scanned the QR code, I gave my review. I kid you not, I was called less than 10-15 minutes, and the person was like, oh, I'm so sorry about your experience. What else did you experience? What is this? Describe this. And I was like, yes, Nigerians need to get to the point where we give feedback and it's taken seriously, because when you know that there are going to be consequences for like bad service, you act better. But that was just me giving you guys gist really of how sometimes you do not need to like constantly explain or get vexed and explain, oh, this is what you did, this is why you did this service is poor. Sometimes silence is great. Sometimes getting up and leaving is all you need to say. Another thing I kind of reflected on really, like the whole of last week into like today, and today's Sunday when I'm filming this, and you guys are going to see this on Friday, I was reflecting on friends, acquaintances, humans I've encountered, and how the world is full of lovely people, but it's also full of cruel people who are out to like take advantage of you, especially if you have something that is worth it, something of quality, something that when people have you in their corner, it gives them something. You need to be very, like, you need to discern. Sometimes some things are absolute no's. There's no maybe or we could see. No, like there was a time I used to be very, very strict, like no this, no that, yes to my yeses, my no is my no. And then I got older and somehow I kind of dwindled to start accommodating certain things, and I realized no, there are certain things that should be no. I will not be caught alive in that situation, in that room. I will not. It's not me. It's not part of the brands. Like, we need to get to the point where we have to realize that we are the brand. You are a brand. What is your brand about? Why are you settling just because the world says, oh, it's not good to have that, your standards are too high? No. If I believe with all my values and everything that I am, I should not be in conversations or community or communion with someone, then I shouldn't be. Because why? Why? Let me tell you, every time you settle, you are going to regret. Every time you choose to say, oh, maybe I can just try, it doesn't get better, you're going to regret it. you are going to regret it. So let this be your sign to keep your standards as high as you want them to be. Be true to yourself, honor the promises you make to yourself, show up as the best version of yourself. I want to tell you that this week has been emotionally heavy for me. It has been so heavy, but I've been like, you know what, I'm going to smile through it all. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to have a bit of caffeine when I need caffeine. I'm just going to be an all-round 10 over 10 babe, because at the end of the day, people can add to your happiness, but they cannot be your happiness. They can't give you happiness. They can add to it. And so when you find yourself in bouts of sadness or certain emotions, sometimes you need, in fact at all times, you need to be in the driver's seat of your life and stop letting other people be the ones to tell you, oh, you should feel this way or you should do this. They are not you. They can never be you. They can definitely add to the quality of your life, but they are not you. They don't have your experiences. Your experiences are solely yours. So tell me why you're living your life like it's theirs. You know, the weird thing is that I'm at a parking lot and I'm filming, and I'm a bit shy because people just came in a car and they're about to walk into the place, and I'm like, okay, I'm talking to camera, how weird is that? But then I've decided to do this YouTube thing, and I'm gonna show up and show out as usual. Yeah, by the way, I'm out for karaoke, in case you're wondering. I just felt like singing today. I felt like it was going to add to my joy, my cup of joy. Sometimes when you feel really down, find things that will add to the cup of your happiness and pour those things in. For me, like now, I love caffeine. I started coloring. Like I got a coloring book at my big age to kind of color, and I'm just gonna be doing little things that make me happy, because I only get to live once. This is my life. My life revolves around me. I am the center of my orbit. So should you. Like, your life should revolve around you. You should think you're the best thing ever, because you truly are. If you don't think that about yourself, nobody's going to do that for you, no matter how much it is they love you. People love you from their own introspection, from how you make them feel, what you add to them generally. So like, love yourself, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, definitely like, share, subscribe, join the community. My challenge to you all this week is that you should add to your cup of happiness. Like, look for things, write a list, even if it's 2 things that are going to elevate the quality of your life. Take some things out from here, you know, become scarce like a deity. You know, that is the topic for today. I'm going to see you guys next week Friday. I love you loads.